when you saw it?
Oh no, but it's only because I gab.
Never. Now, just to say that, I know you're on stage. Have you got a bit of stage fright?
Yes.
Does this take you back, being on the stage here?
She's ever so good. She was ever so good.
It's such a long time ago, and I'm ancient. And
Well, just start by, look,
Forget that.
just
Forget
tell
we're
me.
young again.
Are we young? Are we?
Tell me how you started with the Dramatic Society. What made you join it, and what was it like then?
Oh dear. It was in the little room upstairs, and I crept up, very, very shy, and I can't remember the name of the play, but they cast me as Serafina, who had an accent. First time I ever tried, and I had to talk in a kind of Italian or French or whatever, some sort of accent, and they gave me the part, and I was amazed, but that's my first venture.
So can you
And
remember
since
what it
then-
was like to do that first part?
Yes, I was all right. I was quite happy when I was in it, because people support you. The other people, you know.
Can you remember any of the other people who were there?
Jan Watson, unfortunately Jan's not with us. Fred, where's Fred down? Micklehome.
I think this was before I joined, Maggie. Was Jimmy Platt in it? The doctor?
Oh, it could have been. Oh, we've had some fun with
The
the
local
doctor.
doctor.
Oh, yeah.
And what about Pat Curran? Would he be in it?
I
No,
don't
Pat was
think
in
so.
when I was in.
Remember the doctor? I don't know if he was in it.
What
but
about
Jan-
Bill Butler? Bill Butler had been in
He
it.
might have been.
Yes, with Jan.
Yeah, Bill
Yeah.
Butler. He
So
was.
you did your first
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
What about other parts and other plays that you did after that? What can you particularly remember?
Wait a moment. They started me directing, didn't they? You know, producing. I've got the list and I've not brought it. It's in my bag. Tell me some more, please.
The one that I was in with you, although I didn't join.
I'll tell you what, just stop a minute, because I think there's some programmes back here. What year did you start in the... it's okay, just keep it going.
Well,
What-
we came to us in about 1960, and into our house in the close about 62, the bad winter, 61, 62.
So it'd be before,
So it would be after then, I think.
before
Probably-
65
Yes.
when I joined.
Yes,
I joined in
between- yes.
65.
So you did Pool's Paradise,
I
didn't
did
you?
Pool's Paradise in 65, and Maggie was the props in that. Well, obviously she'd done things before that.
Search by Night, Bride and Bachelor,
Remember that?
Still Waters,
No.
Unexpected Guest, Poet and Peasant.
Pheasant, I think it was actually.
Right. Rape of the Belt. That was.
I can remember some of these. What's the rope? Is rope down
No,
there?
that's later. That's later.
Tell me about Rope. Can you remember? Is that the Hitchcock thing?
That was good.
The chest with the body in.
I could tell you a thing about Dr. Platt there.
Yes,
it's
go on.
funny. It's a bit naughty.
Yes, I
really.
know what she's going to tell you.
Is it
Yes,
all
tell.
right?
Yes, because the funny bits are the best, aren't they? I think it was Rape of the Belt.
Yes, it was the Rape of the Belt, and the audience, Dr. Platt and other people were all lying down with sheets over them. I don't know what they were supposed to be.
I think Grecians or Romans
Probably,
or
yeah,
something
Greek,
like
yeah.
that.
And Mrs. Buckley started laughing and shouting out, and soon the audience were in an uproar. And of course we were backstage, we didn't know what
was going on
happening.
now?
And I forget what they said, but actually Dr. Platt had lost his cover and he was showing more than he should. And Mrs. Buckley was shouting up about it, and everybody was in laughter. And Dr. Platt shouted back, "You all behave yourselves, you can say." He said, "I've seen all you've got, now you can see what I've got," or something like that, in front of
All his
everybody.
private parts were on show.
So it was a bit...
So what do you remember about those times in terms of
fun.
how you felt?
Good fun. And
Lovely camaraderie.
It was great.
Mm.
Different people, and people came. We had the music hall. Have you got that down there?
Yeah, I'm sure we got lots of music. So
That
I'll just
was-
stop it a bit.
That was
Tell me about the musical. What sort of things did you do in that then?
We did cans and we were young then, weren't we? Kicking up our legs, weren't we?
I was a producer, and everybody shone for me. I couldn't believe how everybody was with me and helping and did what I wanted. We had people from what is it, near the Chasetown. Chasetown. Some of the girls came to do the can, and we opened with that. And
It was lovely, wasn't it?
It was marvellous.
Yeah,
It
lovely
was.
time.
And I was peeping round the side of the stage, moving a bit of a curtain, and there was one gentleman, I believe he was a solicitor. Can I say the name?
I shouldn't
But
say.
Mr. Burns Mace. He was and he was a good supporter. He was always a good supporter, wasn't he? But I was looking at him and I thought, what's the matter? And as the girls were throwing the legs about, he was going. I'll never forget that. He really was enjoying it.
Can well imagine. And I think you've got a photograph of. Is it the both of you doing that, or
We've got one, I think.
one.
Yes,
Yeah, we're all on, aren't
I'll
we?
find you the
Yes.
photograph.
Yes,
Yes.
we've both got
Now,
them
we're
still.
sitting here now on the stage, and we've got
Yeah.
all these banks of lights,
Yeah.
and we use computers and all fancy sound equipment and so on now. But I would imagine back in the 60s, things were a little bit different in terms of
bit
the
more basic,
technology.
wasn't
Can
it?
you remember what it was like in terms of scenery and lights and so on? And the music, who did the music?
Well, I could look on the programmes and tell you who did it all, but I can assure you, although we hadn't got any technology, it was very, very professional, really. Wasn't
Do you
it?
remember when you were on the swing? Was it the old time music?
Yes, on a swing.
Or did
yeah.
your husband did that? Brian did that, and she was there, and it was magic.
Lovely.
They'd done this.
I think it was probably
swing
the
on
boy
stage.
I love
It was
is up in the gallery. The boy I love is looking down at me. Yeah.
Can't you see?
Waving his handkerchief.
As happy as the something.
See, you said you couldn't remember anything. You remember all the words of that song.
We remember that. It was lovely. And the audience were great. And a sad thing is, there was a lady, a very old lady, lived on the main street, at the houses that we've got the little road running at the side. And she used to come to all of them. And because it was a music hall, I think it sold a lot of tickets very quickly.
Yes, it did.
Although we did we do it 2 nights?
I don't remember.
I think we might have done. And there was a chair right at the back of the stage, which was so that I could nip if I wanted, I think. It was there anyway. And I found out afterwards that this dear lady hadn't had a ticket, and she'd been to all the things. And I think I cried. She should have been there on that seat. You know, you get it's not just the producer and the people in it, it's all the people on the edge that count.
Well, the
Your
audience are the most important, really,
Yeah.
because without an
Yeah.
audience, we're no
Yeah.
good, are we?
What happened to the Drama Society now? One of the reasons I joined, I was reluctant for a long time because there aren't any prima donnas. Sometimes somebody's
No,
directing,
no,
and the
no,
next time they're serving on the bar.
That's
And
right.
the next time they're doing stage management.
Yes,
so
that's right. We
everybody
did.
has an equal chance.
We
Was
did.
it like that
Oh,
then?
yes. Very,
It's definitely
yes.
like that. I wouldn't-
Yes.
You know, in Lichfield, then it was different.
But that everybody helped all the
Yeah.
while. You know, as I say, the Post Paradise, my first one, Maggie was doing props, you see. Well, I mean, another one, I was doing props. And then the WI did the teas, and we used to
Yes.
have cushions as well. We had cushions on the seats, do you remember?
Yes,
Everybody,
yes.
when you came in and you
Yes.
gave your ticket and you were given a cushion so that the
That was
seats
right,
were more
I'd
comfy,
forgotten
weren't
that.
they?
Yes, they did. They did.
So where did all these cushions come from?
I don't know. I
Don't
think we
know.
must have made them. I don't remember
Probably-
whether the WI press
probably
made them. I don't
could have done.
remember. I don't know where they ever disappeared to.
Or were there some that everybody brought in?
I don't remember, but we had them in big plastic bags in store, so they must have been.
So apart from the incident with the doctors,
What
unmentionables, were there any other particular things,
Yes, I
either
can
great
think of
performances,
one.
big disasters, or whatever? 'Cause
I can remember. And she lived at the top of up near the cafe.
Yes.
What was her name?
I don't remember.
But you remember dog hair. And there was a policeman in it, and
Just tell us
She
the
was
story.
talking to him. I can't remember the name of it, but she was talking, and the man said to somebody, he said, "Who killed you? I mean, shot you."
Yes, I do remember that now. Yeah, who killed you?
So, and this was on the night when it was on. It wasn't a rehearsal,
No,
was it?
no.
It was an uproar.
The only funny thing I remember, one of the nights we were on, Pat Curran was always outstanding, and everybody used to love
That's right.
Pat, didn't he?
Yeah.
But he was a nightmare to be on with, because he often
Oh,
used to say just what he felt like to say. And this one particular day, it was a mystery. And in the first act, Jan and I had to sort of explain the story. Well, we were only halfway through explaining the story, and suddenly Pat Curran appeared on stage. So we said something and bundled him off, because we hadn't said the plot, you know. Anyway, later on, we said to him, "What on earth were you doing coming on?" He said, "Well, I was backstage," and suddenly there was a loud pause, a long pause,
So
I mean. And he said, "I thought, oh, I'm on," so I went on.
Audrey, you've just got an eyelash just on your cheek there.
Oh,
That's okay. So like,
get it?
you want to? There we go. Sorry. That's
Yeah, that was
amazing.
good.
But, I mean, those sort of things are great, aren't they? In terms of.
But I mean, we
you
weren't
just have to get through it, don't you?
But we weren't we were very, very... I mean, we were noted, as they are now, by the way. Ollerus Drama Society are noted for being one of the best in the district, even now, aren't they? Which is lovely to think they're still doing it now. You know, like the Railway Children was outstanding, wasn't it?
I thought it was great. And what was nice about that is involvement of young people. Did you have a lot of
yes.
young people involved?
Yes, we did. The panto, Cinderella, do you remember? When I was principal boy, the only time I ever played a principal boy. And Daisy was in it, wasn't she,
Yes, oh,
Daisy?
Daisy.
And there were a lot of children in that. I mean, I've got a lovely photograph with all the children on, haven't I?
Yes,
Like
and you're-
they do
and
now,
you're-
really. You know, sometimes we involved and sometimes we didn't.
Oh, it was really
Very much the same feeling. I mean, I'm not in Ollerus now, but very much the same feeling as I would think you've got in it now. But I wouldn't know, because Betty Griffin was really the only one. I mean, she didn't join Ollerus until after me, but Betty's still in it now, you know.
Yeah,
But I drifted more into Lichfield and doing.
Yeah.
Do you remember working with Betty in the drama? Because I've interviewed Betty as well.
Yes, I can remember her being around a lot and very strong.
Yes.
She was, wasn't she?
Very good, Betty.
What just come in my head about Sweeney Todd, talking about the audiences. My husband was Sweeney Todd.
Todd.
Norman was Sweeney Todd.
And I was the little boy, wasn't I?
Yes.
In it? I was the boy.
But
in
there's
it.
this Sweeney Todd the barber, and he lost some of his lines, and he was. You could tell he was searching for where the next line
Don't
came
remember
from.
this.
And Mrs. Grimley, she was
Daisy.
always there near the front, and the mum.
Oh,
the
yeah.
mum was always there, and they started singing. And wicked thoughts I harbour when I've got him in my chair. I'll do more than cut his hair. And they were all doing it in the audience, and it helped Norman, helped him keep going. Nice.
And Norman was the Duke of Norfolk when we did the Man for All Seasons
Yes, in
in
the
the
church.
church.
That was good.
Well, we did that because of the village hall being altered, and we had to really come out of the village hall while they altered it, didn't we? So at the end of 75, we did Man for All Seasons in the church, because by then John Colston had joined, and he was very good, because I think he came to Ollerus in about 74. And we did that in the church, and your Norman was the Duke of Norfolk, wasn't
Yes,
he?
and I've seen it written. It's written on the
We had a
programme, which
beautiful
I've got with me.
programme and everything,
I know
didn't
it
we?
was,
And then we did another musical that I directed, actually, and we did it in the old British Legion in Wellfield Road, and then we came back into the village hall on the stage we're sitting on now, when we did Toad of Toad Hall in end of 76, I think that was, yes.
Toad.
So what was it like, Maggie, in the old... Can you remember what it was like when the stage was down that end? Was it quite difficult to...
We had to go upstairs
Oh,
and
it was
change.
just creeping up and down
The stairs.
and no, it's just it was what it was. Didn't think it was awkward. I suppose when you've got a choice, you choose which is the best. But that was
What
that
we
was
had,
it.
yeah.
That was what we got.
Mm.
So what else have we got?
Can you remember
Old-time-
what your last performance was? When did you finish being part of the Dramatic Society?
Could have been when all my grandchildren started. I've got great grandchildren now, so could have been when.
I don't
You know,
remember. I don't remember.
Were you in Gaslight? Were you in the 80s in the Drama Society, do you think? I suppose your grandchildren were starting to be born then,
Yes,
weren't they?
the first one was in '80.
Murder of Maria Martin. Do you remember that one?
That's the Red Barn, isn't it?
Mm.
I can remember it, but I can't remember who was in it.
But were you in it, do you think?
I don't know.
No.
I know what I did, but I don't know whether Maggie.
So what was your
there.
last play that you did for the society?
The last one was another music hall, actually, in '82. And then I drifted more towards Lichfield, and then, as I say, '83, the first one of Shakespeare in the Park. So I drifted away, really, from it.
Yeah.
Mm. So that was my last involvement, really. '82 was the Old Time Music Hall.
Was that a 40s review, it says here? Was
Yes,
it a 40s?
that's the one. Mm. Oh, it was a 40s review, not an old time musical. I've got it written down, but
She's got it all.
your
in a
memory
folder.
plays tricks.
Mine's in
doesn't it?
bits
Mm.
here and there. So, we've been having a sort out, Norman and I, and it's been quite enlightening, really.
Well, it brings back memories when you
Yes,
start to
that's
look
it.
through things, doesn't it?
Yes.
So you have to...
Yes, ever so much.
Is there anything else that sort of comes... It doesn't matter if there isn't, because you've given me some great little stories there.
Oh, no. Come on, Audrey, give me some time.
What was your favourite thing that you were in? Or that you directed or produced? The one
Oh.
play...
The best one was the Old Time Music Hall. And I can remember we had a man from Lichfield who was a comedian, and he was really good. But on the first night, it was about 20 minutes to the opening, and he wasn't there. And I was like this, and he came in very, literally minutes,
Last minute.
last minute. And he came up onto the stage, and he said, "No, my name is so-and-so," he said, and now Maggie said she wanted someone from the Ministry of Arts and Culture. He said, and she got me. I'm from the Ministry of Agriculture. Said it like that. The audience were, because he was a little bit cheeky.
Yeah.
That was nice. But he wasn't there. Minutes before. He just barged in.
You'd have coped, knowing you.
I don't know. It was fun. I know it was fun.
Yes, we did have fun. That's the
Yeah,
main thing,
yeah.
isn't it? And the audiences were
Yeah,
wonderful.
Yeah.
I remember one play, I don't know which play it was, I played a char lady of some sort, and I didn't come on until well into the first act, quite a long while. And as I came on stage, I heard from the back of the hall somebody say, "Oh, here she is. We can hear Audrey what she says."
Yes, but it was right. It was right. She never.
It probably
She knew.
Probably somebody who's a little bit deaf.
I'm saying nothing.
Oh dear. Can you think of anything else?
I can't really, Margaret, I'm sorry.
Well, what we could do, we can go and have a cup of tea and have a look through your photographs, can't we? Shall we do that?
Yeah.
I mean, what
Okay.
you've given me there is some lovely stuff.
Some little bits.
And he
some
does
more,
like, on those other DVDs you did, the ones that are lovely really, sometimes aren't the facts of things, which I suppose you can look at, like John Barker when they were playing snooker and that, all those little
Yeah,
things.
it's all the little funny stories
in a
and
way,
the little
they're as
peculiarities.
important
Oh,
as
absolutely,
the
of course they
facts,
are.
aren't they?
Yeah.
Mm.
Because we've got the facts here of
we
what
have.
happened. We just need to know little personal human touches,
Yeah.
you see. So let's go and get a cup of tea.
I'm still terrified.
It's fine. We're going to turn the camera off now, so... And-
More than. Well, quite often. I love writing anything down.
She used to write a lot. You used to
I
write
do.
ever
I
such a
love
lot.
it, and I've got rubbish, but I enjoy doing it, and that's all right,
Poetry
isn't
and
it?
little
Yeah.
short stories.
Yeah.
and-
But I don't know what I'm going to say now. You see, this is my problem. Right.
Well, you will remember in a minute.
It's okay.
Something to do with your writing. Let's go and have a cup of tea, then you can make your think.